this is what happens when you let a man plan a trip. My little team planned us a trip to Niagara Falls for New Year's Eve. I feel like I've taken this drive so many times to Carabana. I'm so happy Border Patrol was not on that, because last time I drove to Canada, they was on that. So y'all, check-in for the Airbnb was the typical 3 to 4 p.m. But he planned for us to do a wine trail before check-in. Now remember that part. Y'all know I love a little flight trail type thing. The first winery we stopped at was called The Crush. Actually, it was another one that was down the street, but we couldn't find that one, so we ended up going to this one. Now, that was the beginning of my frustration. Then we get to the winery, and I realized I'm dressed terrible. Like, I had this dirty sweater on, because I thought I'd be able to change and freshen up before I go out. No, men don't plan logistics. I'm just saying. It would have been nice to get a little freshened up. Anyway, the first winery was really nice. We ended up doing opposite flights, and we ended up buying 2 bottles to go. The second winery was fancy. Now, this one was part of his itinerary. There was a wait at the tasting bar, so they gave us a glass of Prosecco since we had to wait. The second tasting was cool. I got to taste some ice wine. I haven't had ice wine since they made me throw my bottle away at TSA because they wouldn't let me check it. I'm really embarrassed at this sweater, but I had no idea I'd go from sleep to 4-hour car trip to wine tasting. Y'all, but the sweater was warm. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I wore it. We went to a third place because we was getting hungry, but y'all, it was a cat outside, and I don't know, we didn't get good vibes from this place. Plus the cat, so we just left and found a diner down the street called The Local. Y'all, why'd they cook this seafood dish like a fancy 5-star restaurant? This was like the second best thing I had in Niagara Falls. By now, it was time to check into the Airbnb, and this was it. It was cute. We were on the road with a few bars, so at nighttime, the street got popping. We took a nap before getting ready for dinner. Yeah, we had dinner at the rotating restaurant overlooking the falls. It was dark, so this is probably like the best I can get. I thought the restaurant rotating was very unique, but y'all know what was weak? This food. Border Patrol should have came and arrested them for this. He said his lamb chops was good though, and I will not lie, they was not bad, but my steak should have been illegal in the USA and in Canada. If you buy dinner, you get access to the sky deck for free. But y'all, I had this little sheen coat on, so I took this little video and got back inside before I caught pneumonia. This was the elevator ride, y'all, and the attendant was so funny. We both over 30, so we called it a night after that, but not before I asked him why did the ceilings look like we was at the doctor's office. I've been wanting to see the falls at Niagara Falls since I came to Canada in 2016 for Carabana. Y'all, I let this man plan this whole trip for Niagara Falls. And the first and only full day we found this restaurant to get breakfast, it reminded me of an IHOP mixed with an OHOP, if that makes sense. It was good, but why real maple syrup was an extra $2 just for this small container? And when we was done, y'all, why this man forget his wallet? So I had to pay for breakfast. I started this video because I wanted to be like the TikTok girlie who record all her dates live. Why I'm out with it and he talking about he forgot his wallet.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I told him this why we fat, because why we go back to take a nap, then came back out to finally see the falls up close. Y'all know what's funny? As we were trying to find the falls, we walked past so many falls type activities. Like, I'll never understand why I wanted to see a made up version of something when the real one is right there. But y'all, I was so happy. I know people say it's boring, but I think it's because I really like water. It was a nice experience. We took some pictures and we walked the path to see the falls from all different angles. It honestly was just beautiful. Now, after 30 minutes, it was a little cold and I was ready to go back. So we headed back. We wanted to do the go-karts on the outside winding track, but they closed because it was raining. Y'all, it rained the whole day. Then we went back home for another nap before getting ready for the night. And y'all, this was the New Year's Eve fit. I was cute. I feel like I haven't worn stockings in a very long time, but that Canadian cold wasn't no joke, so I'm happy I did because they were really warm. I will give him credit for having multiple reservations while remaining open to recommendations that we received. I think he said he had 3 reservations, none of which we went to, but instead ended up at Jack's Steakhouse. I was amazed that they had an open table on New Year's Eve at 9 o'clock, but they seated us right away. Y'all, this lemon drop was so good. I think I had 3 of them. I'm like, F it, it's New Year's. But y'all, the actual food was just not all that. I don't understand how a big tourist destination is surviving with food like this. The shrimp scampi was baked in its cheese, and I guess it's like their spin on it. I had the chicken because the night before the steak pissed me off, so I was not risking no more red meat in Canada. But y'all, this chicken was so good, and I mean so good. It almost canceled out everything that I had while I was in Niagara Falls. Okay, it didn't. But when I was eating it, it felt like it. He got the New York strip steak, and of course, it had to go back because it was awful. After dinner, it was almost New Year's at this point, and everything was closed or closing. Tim Hortons said they had 4 boxes of plain tidbit left. So we got one because we needed something sweet, and that's how I brought my New Year's in, guys.